So the recent one that just came out, right? George Floyd, he's been laid to rest. Rest in peace, George Floyd. People are still protesting all over for Breonna Taylor, the guys who killed him out Arbery. They just got indicted with murder and 9 other charges. So that's not wrapped up because you still got to get charged. I mean, not charged. You still got to get convicted. So I mean, there's still that. Breonna Taylor, the detective got fired, but it's all up in there at this point with all that. But now, Rashard Brooks and Wendy's. He got shot in the back because he was running away. This is new, especially in Atlanta. They were saying, T.I. was like, this don't happen in Atlanta. We won't do this in Atlanta. This is Wakanda, whatever. And then literally like a week later, it happens in.
Well, to T.I. defense, I don't think he was talking about cop violence. I think he was talking about the rioting and us being irrational, maybe.
But let's talk about it, man. Because I got to kind of I don't know how I feel about this one particularly, right?
The Mount Arbery?
No, not the Mount Arbery. That I get that one. Those racist dudes hopped out the car while he was jogging around.
Okay,
talking about the Rashard Brooks one, the Wendy's one, right?
Rashard Brooks.
So I seen the video, and I know there's everybody's got the thing okay, there's different ways police can handle situations like that. And I get those situations. I wish some situation would have went that way. How they were saying he literally said that he could walk home. You know what I'm saying? If you fall asleep in the drive-thru, you drunk. And you pull up to the side, nobody gets hurt, nothing bad happens to anybody, offer to take him home. Get a courtesy officer down here to drive him home. You can follow him home in your cop car. He's walking to his sister's house. You can, just like how when we got pulled over, when I got those fucking 7 tickets, what happened? They didn't just take me to jail and whatever. They said, hey, call somebody to come get this car, who can drive, who has a license, who can whatever, and then y'all can go about your way. Yeah. I feel like they could have moved that way, right?
The cops?
Yeah, there's other options besides then it gets to the point we're just gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
To get away from that point. But when it gets to the point of the arrest, I know people hate this shit, but when you see them fighting, and then he do grab a nigga taser, but then it's okay, it's I don't know, man.
Slippery slope both ways.
Because he grabs the taser, he runs around, he turns to shoot the taser, and then that's when they start shooting. But then people say, well, they should just let him take off running. But you don't know what you're going to do when you're in that situation. You just don't know what you're going to do in that situation.
The problem is all about training because, once again, you may fear for your life.
It shouldn't have been there. It shouldn't have got to that point. But when it got, I'm just looking at when it gets to that point.
Even it shouldn't have got to that point, of course, but even when he got a taser, that's a non-lethal weapon, and you shouldn't fear for your life. You may you might not have control of the situation. But
as a police officer, you kind of have to be fearful. If you do get whatever the fuck it's called, incapacitated, if you tase me and I get knocked out, because people do get put out by tasers.
You are chasing him though. He is running away from you. It's not like he's running at you.
But in their mind, I'm assuming they probably know what the fuck was gonna happen, right? They don't know if he turn around and shoot him. If they down, bet I'm gonna do this. I don't know. I don't fucking know what's going on in his
understand.
mind. I can just not saying me necessarily, because not to say I don't give a fuck, but it's there's nothing I can do about any of that situation. There's nothing I can do about it, right? But just to say, I can understand why people would say the whole, the people who are against the whole Black Lives, the people who find the reason to say why this was just, I can see where they go with, oh, look, he turned around and tried to shoot him with a taser. I see why they killed him. There's a situation that go like that.
But then it's
But then I'm thinking about, like I said in the beginning, they should have called a courtesy officer. They should do this. It didn't have to get to that level.
Yeah, it should have had backup. Should have had a lot of different things.
Well, it was two people there.
Yeah,
so I
but
guess even if they would have shot the taser, one dude got hit with the taser, then he might have just dropped the taser.
This is fucking hilarious because I watch niggas on GTA roleplay that handle the situations better than these niggas. They will sit in the car and wait till there's a reasonable amount of backup before they get out the car and then approach the car if they feel like the person's questionable. So once they feel like shit was getting a little tense, they should have called more police. And then if he ran, it's not really a problem with him running. All these different things.
My thing with them is why they even get tense? Why did it have to even? Y'all had a whole 5 minute. Y'all had a whole 5 minute conversation with this dude, right? 5 minute conversation, and then you go to arrest, and then that's when it gets hectic, right? Because like we talked about before, nobody wants to get fucking arrested. Nobody wants to put on the ground, and even if you're drunk or sober, nobody wants that.
The question to be: are you a questioning that person's intelligence? Basically, because it's like you don't value this 5 minute conversation because this person is pleading you that he's sane, that he's not drunk, that he got out his wherewithal. So at that rate, you still, what you say, prejudice or prejudging that person because it's like it don't really matter what that person say or display. you can already see your prejudices being played.
Well,
here.
I don't think in the video he was saying he wasn't drunk. They like, nigga,
Well,
you drunk.
You may be drunk, but if he's having a clear conversation and he's saying he can get a ride home and all these different things, I mean, that's clear enough.
My thing is if I'm pulling up, and I don't want to get this misconstrued because I'm not saying that he deserved to die, but this is one of those situations where it's like, you see where people are able to, like the side that wants to find justification of why, this is an easy way to find it for them. You know what I'm saying?
Not like really, bro.
But because all they say, they don't give a fuck. They say taser because
it's short-sighted.
But then you think about they do. It's ways with media do shit, right? So from what I've seen in the people on the right side, the media. You remember how you said the taser is a non-lethal weapon?
Yeah.
Literally, the DA who just charged the police officer with murder, a week ago, he said because those kids that went to Howard got tased by arrested by the police. Yeah. Those police officers should be fired because that's a deadly weapon, right? So you would think, as a police officer, the DA just said the taser is a deadly weapon, regardless if you know that's not or whatever. Then the back door the next week charged this guy with murder because they killed somebody who stole their taser, which you just said was a deadly weapon. So people will, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, look, he had a deadly weapon. The DA who just charged these guys, now he got a deadly weapon, so now it's not deadly, but last week it was deadly? So like, what's the
whole thing to this is that media wants us to stay chaotic. They don't want us to have intelligence. They don't want us to have wisdom on situations. So they're gonna throw a bunch of different BS points and things like that to keep us just distracted from the real fucking point. Because at the end of the day, bro, it wasn't in their constitutional rights or against like whatever. He had his constitutional rights to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do because he didn't break any laws at that point. So that's the real answer.
Well, he was driving drunk.
They didn't have a proof of that.
No, it did sobriety test.
They didn't have proof of him driving though.
He was in the drive-thru.
Oh shit! I ain't know that.
In the video, he's pulled out. He's out the line, but he was in the drive. He fell asleep in the drive-thru.
Oh, I ain't know that.
So then, like it's different if a nigga just sleeping in his car. Like, why you?
I thought he was sleeping. No.
He was in the drive-thru, and then from what I've seen, you know what I'm saying. I could be the videos get docked. I don't know. But from what I've seen, he was in the drive-thru. From what I've listened to on news,
so the sobriety test. What I would ask is, did he actually fail the alcohol,
like the
blood level
breathalyzer
test? Because the sobriety test can be due to perspective and how you're looking at certain things. Some cops can have a unbiased like view of it, but some cops could still go along with whatever they want to say. So if he failed the breathalyzer test, that's fine. Then he deserved to get the process of being arrested, but ultimately you still gets to the point he shouldn't have lost his life behind that.
Yeah, because like I heard other people say too, because like there's that side where it's like, if he take off with your shit, because he didn't initially point at you until you started chasing him. His car's right there still. You got his license plate. You know who he is. Pick that nigga up the next day. Bring it. If you got to bring a team, like if you got to bring the SWAT team, but because you need
because then they have his license.
I don't even know.
Didn't they have his license?
I'm sure they had all his information
so
already.
They know where his
car's right here. You can just run the plays, look at the numbers, yada yada yada.
So even him running is not like a real threat of him just getting away forever. Like he's gonna shit really for your system. Him running is better for your system because now you can charge him with more shit and he get in jail longer, low key. Then you just, I know that's me being a capitalist.
I be trying to put myself like in these, like I be trying to like think because like everybody has the answers after the fact, like what they would do in a situation. Like if I was a police officer, what would I do? I don't know. Your training would tell you. I would assume that training tells him when an offender takes your weapon. It could be an offender take your baton, kill him, just because like it's that I'm sure that's in their training. If somebody takes whatever you have on you, then you have the right to kill them.
That's irrational because that person could have just been defending themselves.
But they don't. Whenever cops start to arrest you, they're already thinking they ain't right. So they never think.
I know that's just bad training.
Yeah, they're never thinking like, if I'm in the process of arresting you, I already know. It's like I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy, right? Yeah. So whenever you make a move on me or you might try to fight me, I'm good guy, superhero, and I'm fighting the bad guy. Regardless of what it could be the pettiest of charges. Whenever a police officer starts to arrest you, you start fighting back. It automatically goes into survival. I feel like that whole scenario goes for both sides. Both people go into survival mode when you in the fucking. You just get arrested. You let yourself get arrested. You just let yourself get arrested. But when you, not even consciously, because if he was drunk, if he wasn't, when you just make that decision to fight with a police officer, at the end of the day, when you fight, let's just be honest. If you get into a fight with a police officer, at the end of the day, you gotta realize what the worst possible outcome could be. Getting in that fight with that police officer.
Agreed.
You just gotta know it. You just gotta know, like, in my mind, I don't care. I'm thinking, okay, I'm about to get arrested. Am I gonna go crazy? Am I gonna do whatever? I gotta know in my head, like, okay, this could go. I can get killed right here. You gotta take responsibility in that aspect of. I know when I'm about to go crazy on this nigga, he could kill me. And is it right that he killed me? Possibly not. But I know that it is in their mind that he will kill me.
This is the question I will ask. I know what you're gonna already say, but this is what I ask for the people that I don't maybe know what they'll say. Is dying?
No.
Is dying worse than? I mean, standing up for your rights worth dying?
But depends on if you in the right, I might agree. Right? If you in the right, but if you drunk, you know you just did something illegal. So I'm not impeding on your rights. I know because like people say, think about it. If he was really driving drunk, he's doing whatever. Imagine he killed your mama down the road and they didn't stop him. Then it's like, oh, the fucking piece of shit drunk driver. Da da da. Now that's like saying nothing. He should have got killed. They should let.
But the thing was not him driving off again though. He would have got a ride, or they could have escorted him home.
That's my thing. It all boils down to they should have certain situations for DUI. Like I don't feel like if you gonna give a nigga a DUI. You do the breathalyzer there. You get it under record. You can either this is how it should be. It shouldn't be you automatically go to the station. We fingerprint you. You get a drunk tank. Do all that shit. It could be okay. You drunk. You driving while intoxicated. We're gonna call the tow truck. Do you have somebody here who could take you? But that's tricky too because niggas get belligerent because they don't want to pay the tow truck fees. They don't want to call. It's all the tricky situation, bro. But like the main thing is all these people who are like. Everybody wants to be the fucking freedom fighter. They want to go against the police. I get it. Do what you got. Do what you got to do. I'm not doing that shit.
I already knew you were gonna say.
Nigga, if I get pulled over, nigga, I'm 10-2. I'm not trying to be.
I agree.
I'm not trying to be Queen of Slim. I'm not.
I agree.
I'm not trying to do none of that.
Ultimately, me standing up for my rights
to get me killed.
It's not even about getting me killed. It doesn't necessarily fix the problem.
Yeah,
it's still gonna be somebody else out there getting hauled and harassed, and maybe even by that same cop.
Yeah. Now it's different if it's like a verbal thing. If it's like I need to see if you like I seen a guy he was walking on government property, but he was open carrying, right? And they was like the police pulled up on him. You can't open carry on government property. He was like, I'm not in the building. I'm in the parking lot. The parking lot is public. When you spend your rights that way, you can you know what I'm saying but
even then you still have to realize.
It can still go crazy because they got the ego. The ego gets you.
Then you have to, who the fuck you have to read the room. You have to read the room, bro. And that's because sometimes you can be dealing with a cop that's willing to talk to you. You may even in rare situations where a cop may want to tussle with you and let you fight, but that's that one scenario. Just how you have with white people, you may have that one black friend that let you say nigga. You might have that one cop that let you get by talking to him crazy and all that shit. But all these motherfuckers not gonna let you do that.
Everybody not gonna do it.
And you know in that reality, you got to move that way. You got to move that way. You know what I'm saying? America hasn't changed. So.
And I know niggas hate the police. People hate the police. I get it.
Ain't shit changed.
I get it. Not even changed. But you got to understand, they are also people too. Like, I know everybody want to be black. I get it. I get it. It's the times, it's the moon. But you also got to have reality, nigga. You got to, these is people too, right? We know Coach Shalone, right? I know Coach Shalone. He is a state trooper. He got a daughter at home. I don't know if he got a girlfriend or wife, but I do know he got a daughter. If he get to it with somebody, and he don't know how that situation gonna go, if he killed them, he trying to get home to his daughter, nigga. Just like you trying to get home to whatever you trying to do, they trying to get home as well. So that comes to a survival thing. I know we hate the police. I know it's they got the training. They should be doing this. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to it's really animalistic. It all comes down to survival. When that adrenaline start busting through your body and you just start whatever.
That's
nigga,
why
I'm trying to get home, nigga.
That's why this is a perfect example of why you have to defund and demilitarize the police. Because if they didn't have that power, a lot of the tension and pressure wouldn't even be there from the jump.
What do you mean?
To even get to that escalation. Because I'm not scared for my life as a person. You're not scared for your life as a person. If there's no gun at hand. Yeah, you may beat my ass, but that's not my life.
You also see plenty of videos of niggas just pulling up like, I'm just here for a traffic stop. I'm just like, hey, buddy, you're going to see pop, 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 dead.
That does happen.
So it's like, you got to kind of give them the
This is what I'm basically saying. It goes with the territory of becoming a cop. First of all, you choose to become a cop. You choose to put yourself in that dangerous situation. Mm-hmm. Just like how we said you got to read the room or know what you're going into. They got to know the realities that they're going into. Obviously, they don't care about that, so that's a whole nother conversation. But they need to know those things. But knowing those things, if they didn't have guns, I just guarantee you they'll be in less tense situations. Even when they pull somebody else over that has drugs or something like that, they will run because they know you don't have a gun. And even if they start shooting at you, you're going to bag up because you can't pull them over and things like that. You're not going to make the situation worse where it's a shootout and now you killing niggas in the motherfucking post office truck and he ain't got shit to do with it because he got kidnapped.
Literally, that's my shit.
So you see what I'm saying? Like even when it comes to that, it de-escalates the whole situation where yes, this person may get away temporarily, but we got so much motherfucking funding that we can get to this person if we really put our mind to it. Most likely, 9 times out of 10.
Maybe.
Yeah,
even if we know who it is.
Yeah, exactly.
How
and if he
work.
don't fuck up again, he gonna get in the system eventually. Like that's just how good that system is in the sense of capturing people that make. You can't have too many crimes.
Yeah, it just should be just conflict. I know everybody don't want to be honest because everybody want to hop on the bandwagon. Everybody just want to be anytime any bad thing happens. Like it's what's it called? That sliced bread. What the fuck is that shit called? Like it's black and white. There's no gray. There's no maybe this or maybe that. George Floyd is no to me. Is no like is no
you
nothing.
Never fall
right?
for us.
There's hey, you on this nigga neck. There's no nothing, right? Even with this one, how I was saying like, oh, maybe they should let him go, but like,
I get what you're saying.
like when they in that situation,
It's not
they
the same.
scared. It's a
It's
high
not
intensity. It's like what?
It's not the same exact situation, and that's just you being logical. And then that's what we hate with white people when they come to us and they think we generalize everything or categorize everything as being the same. Like no, we realize when somebody
It's
put themselves in
different.
a sticky situation, and we tell our kids and we grow up preaching these things not to do this because it can put you in danger. Even from Sandra Bland not putting out her cigarette, we understand that. But at the end of the day, she shouldn't have fucking.
And
lost
then
her life
nobody
for that
deserves
shit.
to die in there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we understand that.
it's like
but
damn,
we also
brother, you could
understand.
have like he could. I don't know what like I was reading this thing they was trying to bring because they try to say, oh, he's a child abuser. I don't know if that's just true. I'm just saying what people are saying to me is absolutely true. I don't fucking know.
Who you talking about
right?
though?
Rashard Brooks, right? So they're saying he probably did that because a DUI could potentially put you back in jail, right? So you like fuck this. But like my thing is like that don't make sense either because they already know who the fuck you are. You going to jail either way you go.
Yeah,
And you're making it worse if you try to run away.
yeah.
So it's like that doesn't make sense to me in that aspect.
Yeah, you putting more time on you.
Like
anyways.
I just don't get the point of putting yourself in unnecessary situations you really don't got to be in. All right, I know everybody want to be Angela Davis, they want to be Fred Hampton, they want to be all these people, you know, the great Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You want to be all that great shit, but there's sometimes it's when to hold them and when to fold them. Do you want to get back home to your family, or do you just want to be that? I feel like some not these people who've died, not these people who have died, right? Nobody because they haven't went out of their way to make it a statement like I'm black, and then you get into it. Nobody who's died has done that, right? I feel like some people will try to make themselves a martyr nowadays just because it's like it's so at such a high level.
Well, media is driving that though. Media is pushing that bait for you to stand up for yourself. Media is pushing it. They want you to stand up so it can be more race tensions. They like that shit. They like that shit.
It's just tricky, man. Because like,
why you think Queen and Slim came out? That shit wasn't like bro, any logical thinker wouldn't have put any respectable artist or journalist person would not have put that movie out. Because you already know that's not solving any problems. Especially with the black kid killing the black. Come on, like, don't even get me into that fuckery of a movie.
but
like, it was so much propaganda
Way's
in that
so
shit.
talented though. That was her movie, Lena Waithe.
Yeah.
That was her, like, I think she was like a producer on that.
That was her
When
being
I
in a
seen it,
dress.
I was kind of like,
that was her.
I was like, I don't know if that's like the best.
It wasn't even close to being the best.
Like, I get how people was.
She probably even write this shit.
I get how people would celebrate it because they're thinking like, oh, look, this nigga standing up for themselves. Like, what about, how do you, speaking of Queen of Summer, right? Because this is a police brutality thing, right? How do you feel about that situation? Like, he was getting roughed up for whatever reason. They got pulled over, broke a tail, whatever it was. And she thought the police officer was going to kill him, and she killed him. That doesn't set a good precedent to me because it doesn't matter. Like, if you kill a police, they ain't going to give a fuck. Like, even it don't matter what they seen on the dash cam. If they see him choking him out on the dash cam,
you shot at a police.
They don't give a fuck,
bro. They coming at you, so that's not a logical approach.
They're not gonna.
That's insanity.
I'm trying to think of like what is the situation. And I'm not promoting killing nobody, but like what is the situation? Not even to where you would do it, but like what is the situation to where you do it that you get away with it?
Oh, you don't get away with it.
What is it justified? Like what is a way you get away with killing a police officer in a traffic stop?
You don't get away with it.
It has to. Because if they pull their gun on you, we can't pull our gun out on them. We'll be dead. So that's not a situation. If he pistol with my wife and I kill him, they'll just say your wife was being belligerent or your wife was whatever.
That's why even when people,
so it's like when people say
you got
there's ever been a case of someone who killed a police officer and they got away with it. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they got away with it, but the it's so rare because that's something where they all put their energy into that shit.
Because pretty much that
you
movie
can get away.
That movie's just like a fucking.
You can definitely get away. I mean, that's just if you kill both the dudes or you kill the one dude that's there, you got a feasible enough time to hit some corners and shit. You definitely can get away.
No, I'm not talking about getting away like. I'm not talking about getting away like that. I'm talking about like
overall.
I got caught.
Term.
I get caught. I go to trial. I get off. Like that's what I mean. I'm like,
damn.
How they kill black people and then they go try and they get off. Could I kill somebody and say, oh well, he did this or he did that? That's why I killed him. I don't know. He tried to kill me, so I killed him. You know.
It's probably maybe it's a case out there too, but I doubt it. Because even then, the media gonna usually take the sides of the cops, and then once the media do that, the people do it, and that's it.
Bro, the whole police shit is just really like a tricky situation.
But I was gonna say this to you when they talk about we got to get our own guns and shit. That's a bigger solution maybe when we stand together. But even then, that's not gonna fix the problem either. Because even then,
to pull them out on the nigga, they gonna kill you.
Even then, we still gonna lose lives.
Yeah,
and that's what we're not trying to do overall.
Because the main thing is even if people's like fuck this shit. Whenever police do something bad to me, even if they like impede my rights, I'm gonna fucking killing myself. You kill them, all that's gonna happen to you is you're gonna get killed. Depending on where you live at, that's capital punishment. That's death. You're dead. What did that solve?
Your life, and your life.
I feel like the only way to really change it is through like legislative change. That's like really the only thing you could do.
Well,
and all I warn the police ain't gonna do nothing but demonize whatever you trying to build up.
Because things we can do, but not on the individual
But it's like what you said. I don't know if that was a video I was watching you made, where you was talking about Lil Baby. Dave Chappelle and Lil Baby. You was talking about how Lil Baby in his bigger picture, which is about the protests, about whatever. He made it a point to say, I know all police ain't bad. And I know all white people. He made that point because, like you said, your message when you just be like, "Fuck that shit," like the whole like YG shit isn't as big. I feel like as Lil Baby shit because it's just like straight, fuck the police, fuck all of them. They all pick, and you ain't gonna get that whole everybody fuck with that message. But Lil Baby's like, it's logical. All white people not racist. All police officers ain't bad police officers. All them ain't gonna kill you. If you just go all out like we're gonna just start killing police when we feel like they infringing our rights at any point. That ain't gonna do. You gotta think about it, right? If I'm in a profession, I'm already on high alert, and now I know people killing police. My hand is on the gun, and I know everybody. They got training. They're supposed to be trained. At the end of the day, these people are humans. I know that you don't want the police to be scared. They're supposed to be some kind of thing. I get that because that's everybody's thing. They're trained. They should be able to hit. Bro, they are just people at the end of the fucking day. And if they feel that they're not going to be able to go to their home, to their family, they're going to make it to where they get home to their family. And it's not right. I'm not saying it's justified. But that's what's going to happen.
I couldn't even imagine me being in that position as a cop.
That's why I wouldn't be a police officer. See, there's things I wouldn't do in my life because I know I can't handle the situation. Because I know if I was a police officer and a motherfucker stole my whatever, and I might just pop it. Hey, I don't fucking know what's gonna happen. That's why I'm not a police officer.
I couldn't shoot nobody running away from me. I couldn't.
I probably if he would have been gone, I probably let the nigga go.
Like, but if he pointed a gun at me, yeah, it's a good chance he getting shot.
I know I'm lighting him up. Like it's Christmas.
Yeah, that's a good.
But that's why I'm not a police officer. That's why I don't do criminal activities. Cause I know I can't handle prison, and I can't handle them situations. I'm too scared. I don't even want to pull a motherfucker over for going 85 because I don't know what the fuck they might have had a bad day. They might have. No, I'm not gonna put myself in a situation. But I know y'all be like, oh, but these police officers they signed up for this. Some of these dudes just become police officers. They ain't got nothing else going for their life. It's just you go to college for 30 credits and you go sign for the academy, do a little PT fitness test. You're a police officer. You get a pension at the end of your time.
Like clutch or like alphas or some shit. Like just being on a sports team, like you kind of know like how people can handle certain pressure situations, whether they fold, whether they cry, whether they bitch, whether they complain. Just being on a sports team, you get different monikers of you see different versions of that. And cops, bro, they usually be the most beta ass people. And it's like I know it's many other ways, bro, to test and just to see how I know it don't all correlate, but just
you can do personality tests and kind of figure if someone's like a beta or maybe like the alpha mentality. Or
but it's when you really think about it, it's a lot of people in there that couldn't ever be in a tense situation without them panicking. Like they've never been able to be in them situations without them like panicking. And these people end up becoming cops. Like most of them is the ones that's like been picked on and treated bad because they couldn't fit in or maintain a certain image or whatever. They couldn't be to a certain standard. So they didn't raise their standard. They just settled and became something, and now they can forcibly do it. So it's a lot of problems with even just how we test people. Because when you really think about it, it's kind of easy to pick apart weak-minded people and people. Because like, whether it's a person watching a video or you reading something where it's something like some type of statement, but they got a fucking heartbeat sensor on you where you can tell your heart rate going up because you just the scenario you reading or little shit like that, bro. Like, it's many things they could do, bro. I feel like to test the psyche of these cops, but they don't, bro. And you can just tell, bro. I already know just how we always talk about it, bro. It be them niggas that get picked on. It be betas, bro.
I just think it's always gonna be it's always gonna be bad. It's either like outright unjustifiable killings, and then they're just like, oh, we get why you killed this dude, and then there's shit like this where it's like there's so many. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier with Carla, like how your life could just go in so many different directions if you pick these certain things. If the cops just say, fuck it, we'll let you just pick you up. It goes this way. If you just let them arrest him while they're trying to arrest him instead of arresting him, it goes this way. If he didn't steal the taser, maybe they just kept fighting on the ground and then it would have went this way. If they wouldn't have shot him when he ran up, they just let him run. There's always those ones that like anybody can like look at any situation. There's either the ones like George Floyd, then there's also the ones where it's like a fucking bank robbery and they're shooting at you, you shooting back, fuck it, kill them. And then there's stuff like this. It's like,
even then, it's so short-sighted, bro. Because, like I said, yeah, all those different things still shouldn't equate to him dying. But I understand it. Like you said, we talking about reality.
yeah.
But, yeah, I was just talking about for the people viewing it from the outside.
Yeah, I'm more speaking as for like
the actual individual person.
People making
in
the arguments in like different, like people like saying, okay, I get why he did. Okay, George Floyd, undeniable. That's this. This guy,
it's still undeniable.
He should have had the taser.
It's still undeniable.
But I'm saying, but people aren't gonna like George Floyd is like clearly clear cut, boom, boom, boom. But people will make the excuse that he took the taser, whatever. That's my point of what people will do.
It's still sad.
No, it's also any loss of life is sad. Like I don't even care about them trying to say. Well, I mean, not that I don't care because if you was a child abuser, that's fucked up. But like I still don't. I don't always throw people's bad what they did in the past on top of them to just like. Because in that moment, that don't justify why he got killed. Like, if he was a child abuser and his wife caught him abusing his children, she killed him, that's different. But, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't even know if I'm getting my words out correctly. That doesn't... Just because
him being killed don't mean he good or a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, him shouldn't have... His life being valuable don't make him a good or bad person. His life is valuable.
Yeah.
Whether he need to be corrected or whether he just need to be left the fuck alone. Either way, he still have value to his life. Because even if he... a fucking criminal and he's a fuck boy. Even they say with Hitler and things like that, in the American, I know that's not the real truth, but in the American system, they want to sit you down and they want to tell you where you fucked up so you can fix it. But if we just kill you, it doesn't really break, even though you should be able to understand why the fuck you fucked up as a person like Hitler. Yeah. But that's what the system is meant to do, to sit you down and actually go down through the things that you ain't fucked up.